Well, good afternoon, everyone. Just a few things this afternoon to think about. The first thing is just to remind you all about the quiz that we're hoping to do on Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Please do join us for that. It's just going to be for a bit of fun, a bit of entertainment, and you can do it with other people if you want, a little bit like on a Sunday morning. You can phone someone up and you can do the quiz together as a little team, or you can do it on your own, or you can use the live chat, or, to say hello or whatever, because it's going to be on YouTube as well. So just going to be fun, and thanks to Rob and Sue for sorting us out with that. So do join us on Saturday at 7:30 if you can. The other thing just to mention is, I guess, is just a query from us. If you can let us know if there's a particular reason or not. Every other week we've been running prayer meetings at 5 o'clock. So we had one last week, and we had one 3 Sundays ago as well over Zoom, and we have had some people at those, but we haven't had maybe as many as we were expecting, I guess is the right word. And we're just wondering why that is, if it's a bad time or a bad day or whatever it is. Is there a particular reason why if you're not joining us for prayer on a Sunday, why that is? If you could just let us know, that would be really helpful. If we need to change the time or the day, or the structure, or whatever it is, and that would be really helpful, because it's so important for us at the moment to pray for our nation, for our world, to pray for those amongst us who are ill or struggling, or whatever it is. It's just so important to pray and to pray together. So if you can let us know about that, that'd be great. The only other thing is, just let me get it up, is to drop in with someone this week. And this week, Ruth and Graham, I can just find it, kindly did the interview for us. And I'm just going to drag it in now, and we'll watch that and find out how things are in the Slater household. Well, hi guys, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, hi, good. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, good, thank you.
Nice to see your lovely faces.
Well, we try our best.
Very good. So we're dropping in on you guys just to see how things are going for the Slaters in lockdown. So what's life looking like at the moment for you guys? What's changed, I guess, to your daily routine?
For me, not that much, because I'm still going to work.
Mm.
Been very busy at work. I think everybody moved from toilet rolls onto oil. We had just as lockdown started, we had an incredibly busy period of work. So we were taking orders and 3-4 weeks lead time on deliveries because it was so busy. That's calmed down a little bit. So for me, life goes on as normal, just about. A little bit more difficult at work, social distancing with the guys at work, and trying to keep them safe in the environment that I work with them is quite hard, because they forget all the time. So yeah, a little bit difficult with staffing issues and keeping them safe. But apart from that, life's gone on the same. I've been going to work and coming home as normal. So it's been fairly normal for me in those things. Maybe a little bit different for Ruth, I think.
Yeah, for me, I'm working from home all the time now, so that's quite different. But that's okay. I don't mind working from home. Lots of Zoom calls. I think that's a big change, where we were doing things differently. So lots of Zoom calls with the different teams that I'm working with and alongside. So we have a new word now called Zoom beat. You know, you can get when you have too many Zoom calls. And then I guess the other change is that I'm shopping now for my mum and dad and for Graham's parents as well. So I'm learning how to shop for 3 people, and I'm quite enjoying that, finding out what they buy and finding new things in the shops that I didn't know were there. So
Any toilet rolls?
I do get toilet rolls, yes.
Very, very important.
So yeah, but I guess working from home and sort of being distanced from the team is the biggest change.
Yeah, okay. And so what have you found good about lockdown? What have you found difficult or hard during this time?
For me, I think one of the good things has been exercising regularly. I always like to run and be out and about and doing things, and love fell walking and things like that. But I suppose like the thing, when you're allowed to do something, it makes you do it. So I'm just really enjoying my running. I've built up my distance and being out on the bike because we've been so blessed with such great weather. So I suppose that's been quite good. The other blessing we had, as you'll have seen with Guy and Lauren leading the worship the other week, was that they were given permission to come home, to come here by their employers. So they were here with us for about 3.5 weeks, working from home, and that was just really precious because, I don't know, we would never have had that. So we had a lot of fun and enjoyed that. So that was a kind of a virus blessing.
What's been good? I suppose just for me, it's been able to be fairly normal in my routine still. You know, like I said before, it hasn't really changed that much for me, so that's been good for me in a way. It's kept me the structure there. For me to be locked down would be difficult for me. You know, I would find that really hard. And Ruth would find that really hard as well. Yeah, I'm not the best at that sort of thing. So for me, that's been a good thing. It's been fairly normal. What's been hard, like Ruth says, we've had beautiful weather, and I've been going to work. Normally, I'd be riding to work in this, but obviously I had my accident. So that's been really hard. But I haven't been able to exercise. I haven't been able to get out on the bike and do stuff, and that's been a real tester for me. And I'm nearly there. I keep coming home and saying I'm going out on the bike tomorrow, and Ruth keeps saying no, you're not. But I'm nearly there. But that's been hard, and also my mates. A lot of my pals have been off work, obviously, and they're going out and doing their rides, and they love to wind me up. So I've been getting some cheeky text messages and photos of that. So yeah, that's been a hard part for me, really hard.
I think I forgot to say the hard bit for me. I think not seeing Joel has been quite hard. He came home the beginning of February, and he's working in the hospital in Sheffield. He's classed as a key worker, so I think that's been quite hard. Like, it was a real blessing having Guy and Lauren here, but at the same time I felt bad for Joel because he wasn't able to come home at times when he'd planned and things. Not being able to hug my nephew and nieces is really hard. So we do lots of window visits. So we visit through the window, and then when it's a good weather, like today, the weather's been really good, so I've gone and visited them over the garden fence. And but it's really hard when they come up and they want to hug you, and you have to say no, I can't, and that's just really hard. And then I think just like your freedom, like the freedom to choose.
Yeah.
I think that's quite hard. Just this glorious weather, and I love doing the Wainwrights, and you just can't, or you think, oh, I'll just pop and buy that. Oh no, I can't. Or I'll just go and see such and such. Oh no, I can't really do that. And so I think it's just that lack of it's the freedom to choose is quite. It's sometimes it's quite hard, but overall we're doing really well, aren't we?
It's been good to spend time together, hasn't it?
Has it? No, I'm joking.
Oh dear.
That's been a blessing. We've had more time to spend together,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing.
Yeah, and I'm kind of a home bird. We're both kind of home birds, aren't we? We like doing things, but we enjoy being at home and we enjoy being together. So
Yeah.
It's been kind of nice as well. So we've had some good Zoom quizzes with the family.
Yeah, that's been a good thing.
And
the old Zoom quiz has been quite entertaining.
Yeah.
I've answered a couple of questions.
For Finley's 5th birthday, we did a scavenger hunt. So all the family did the scavenger hunt with them, and that was quite cool. So
Great.
yeah, so you just be creative and do different things. So Joel did a really good quiz for Lauren's birthday, and it was called Universally Challenged instead of University Challenge. And he came on the screen and he had his suit on, and his tie and everything. It was really funny. So but yeah, we've had some good quizzes.
Yeah, and the other good thing as well is we've been chatting to the neighbours quite a lot.
Yeah.
Which has been excellent. We got on really well. So it's been nice when they've been out in the gardens. We've been able to have a chat and a bit of a laugh with them, and that's been a good thing as well.
Yeah, definitely seeing more of the neighbours. I think you said that as well, Stephen. Definitely, we've been communicating more on the street with people and things, and seeing if people are okay and stuff. So
yeah, it's been good.
Great. And then just the last thing is to ask about prayer. We want to. One of the main purposes of having these little drop-ins with people is to pray for them. Obviously, it's nice to see your faces and to hear how you're doing, but it's really good to be able to pray for people too. And what can we pray for, particularly for you guys?
I think the main thing for us is obviously Lauren and Guy are planning on getting married 1st of August. So obviously that's all up in the air. So you can really pray into that. For Guy and Lauren, they're doing so well. They're being so mature about it all, and they're worried about it and anxious, but they are dealing with it in a really good way. But just that we would have some answers, that we would have some peace about it, and that we would just be able to support Lauren and Guy, just to come alongside them and tell them that in the end everything will be okay. They're not desperate to get married. They're desperate that this isn't going to slow their marriage up. We may not get the reception that they wanted at the time, but they're definitely striving and forging ahead to get married this year, and at the time that they want to get married. So they are planning on doing that, but just how that looks and how we're going to support them, and I'm sure we will need to support them in the coming days. So you could really pray into that for us, and for Guy's mum and dad as well, as they support from the other side as well. So that would be a major thing for us, please, guys.
Yeah, I think they realise that there's probably going to have to be different ways of doing things. I think they just haven't quite finally made that decision in their minds. I think we, as parents, all kind of feel, concerned for them, and in a good, as Graham said, they're doing really well. But just, it's hard when you're young and you've got these dreams of how things are going to be, and then things are so different. So I think just praying that whatever we do will just be really special. Whether it's just with 8 people or whatever, however it looks, we just don't know at the minute. So they can't even give notice to be married because the government offices are closed, and they spoke to a registrar the week before last. They don't know when they're opening again. So yeah, just that would be great. I think also just for Dad's radiotherapy, he's halfway through now, but the side effects will begin to build. I think from now, that's kind of what the consultant has said. So just praying for him to be successful treatment. And then I think just from my work point of view, I just really praying for, we've got so many people all around the world and their experience of the virus is very different. And there's a lot of concern that the virus hasn't really hit some of the less wealthy nations yet in the fullest sense. So, and that they won't have the medical infrastructures to cope. So, for instance, in Uganda and in Ghana, they're looking towards lifting lockdown, which is probably too soon, but because most people live on a daily income, so they get paid daily and they use that pay to eat daily, you can't just, there's no universal credit, there's no furlough scheme. So if people don't work daily, they don't eat, and the whole thing collapses. So I think there's concern that they do lock down for a limited period, but it's not going to be enough, as we're blessed to have a lot of financial backup and support from the government. So I think there's a lot of concern. I think like Latin America is particularly badly hit at the moment as well, and not coping with the amount of virus illnesses. So just praying for our teams, and just being conscious of the global picture of the virus. It's very tricky for a lot of people and a lot of different countries. So yeah, that's the main thing, I think.
Well, great. We'll certainly pray into those things, and thank you so much for taking the time to share with us. And
thank you for all that you're doing as leaders to keep us informed and keep us in touch with one another.
Yeah, it's great.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
we've really enjoyed the Sunday service, Sunday mornings as well.
Yeah,
we usually sit in the snuggle chair. And
with a coffee. Yeah.
And listen away. So yeah, it's good.
Great.
This was Guy's and Lovins' chair, really. They came and chose it with us, but we've hijacked it.
Ron wanted a snuggle chair.
Great. Super. Well, thanks very much, and we'll see you again.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Cheers.
All right.
Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so it was great to hear from Ruth and Graham. Do you pray for them over the next while, I guess, and into those things, and particularly for Lauren and Guy as they try to work out what getting married is going to look like in this world at the moment. But that's it for today. So we'll see you on Sunday. Take care, everybody. God bless.